Renato Augusto caught in possession, but Brazil have it back quickly. Augusto again finding Willian. Ecuador working the Brazil. Marcelo. Neymar. Casemiro. Alves. Looking for Neymar. Marcelo. Renato Augusto. Set up nicely for the volley. Paulinho trying to pass rather optimistically for a corner. Bit of a surprise call-up from Tite. Paulinho didn't really figure much in the latter days under Dunga. Plays out in China these days. Ecuador went a little further than Brazil in this summer's Copa America Centenario. Because of that centenary, the competition was held in the United States. Ecuador got to the quarterfinals. Tite's predecessor Dunga out in the group stage with Brazil. Good recovery there from Mina. This is Paredes. Ecuador were beaten by the United States in that Copa America Centenario quarterfinal. Chile went on to win it for the second successive time. Poor pass. Passes at altitude have to be absolutely to feet as the ball travels so quickly. This is Enner Valencia. It's a foul. Ecuador were beaten by the United States in the poor positioning from a defender's point of view from Miranda. That's the question as to whether this should be a yellow card for this poor defending an experienced successive time. Body position all wrong there. Passes at altitude have to be absolutely to feet as the ball travels so quickly. This is Enner Valencia for Ecuador. Ecuador were beaten by the United States in the poor positioning from a defender's point of view from Miranda. That's the question as to whether this should be a yellow card for this poor defending an experienced successive time. Body position all wrong there. Passes at altitude have to be absolutely to feet as the ball travels so quickly. This is Enner Valencia for Ecuador. Giant figure of Ecuador were beaten by the United States in the poor positioning from a defender's point of view from the target. That's the question as to whether this should be a yellow card. Watch as he takes this little touch here, which opens up the space, and then a real miscue from Jefferson Montero. Casemiro a little sloppy in midfield. A ricochet off Dani Alves. Happy to see it travel over his own goal. It was Caicedo who was causing a problem for that Brazil back four. by Marcelo. Iovi. It's a fine pass to pick out Valencia. Good ball in, just a little too far ahead of Caicedo. The idea was right. Not much by way of action for either goalkeeper up to now. It's that one save from Dominguez, shot from Gabriel Jesus, which was straight at him. Here's Paulinho. Neymar. And Valencia. For those of you who may have joined the game late, wondering why Antonio Valencia is not out there for Ecuador, he is suspended. This is Casemiro, who's enjoying a good spell with his club in Spain, Real Madrid. Really the man on the ball here. He's improved immeasurably over the last 12 months. Casemiro is an all-round footballer. Renato Augusto. Well, they've been in one or two promising areas, Brazil. Their shooting's letting them down at the moment. Bit of a latecomer to senior international football, Renato Augusto. Like Paulinho, I mentioned earlier, also playing out in China these days. 28, but this is only his 12th cap. And ball against Bolaños. Valencia. Timed that well, Marcelo. Offside against Gabriel Jesus. Throw here for Walter Iovi. Plays in Mexico with Monterrey. Oh, almost got in a mess there until Alisson picked it off the opponent's head. Bolaños looking to capitalise from any error at the back there from Brazil. Here's Valencia. Willian losing out. And they might be in here, Ecuador. The ball is just going to run away from Montero. He's unlucky there. Just needed a slightly defter touch. And he might well have got a shot at goal. Willian will be grateful he didn't after losing the ball there. Touch just too heavy. Noboa. Paredes. Under the foot of Bolaños. Haven't quite found their normal rhythm at the top end of the pitch. Ecuador, that might change now. Noboa's done really well. He's in the clear now. Noboa! And the first save of note for Alisson. It's a comfortable, routine one. But Christian Noboa did well to fashion that chance for himself. So at the moment, Brazil will play with a man short. Some treatment needed for Renato Augusto. Paredes. Noboa looking for Valencia. And Valencia's had an interesting transfer window in England. English Premier League club Swansea City put up on their website that Enner Valencia was joining them on a season's loan, only then to find out that he was going to Everton. So that was quickly taken down. Here's Bolaños. Shown the outside route, thought he was about taking it. Willian. This is Achille. Carrezo. Mina. Achille. Iovi. Caicedo going to ground way too easily. Stronger than that needs to be Felipe Caicedo. Lovely touch from Neymar. This could open up nicely for Brazil. Gabriel Jesus. Mina's done well. Strong defending there. It's actually Paredes who edged out Renato Augusto. Caicedo's got to do better than that. Powerful figure and look, way too easily going to ground. Not going to get a free kick for that. 5 minutes to half time. Neither side really done enough to warrant being in front here. Game of very few sights of goal for either side. Here's Valencia. That's neatly done. Got away from Marcelo. Miranda's there to clear without too much trouble. Juan Paredes. Casemiro earning Brazil the free kick. Good work from Valencia. He got away from Marcelo, just not enough quality on the cross. Paredes. Both these nations have got World Cup qualifiers next week. Ecuador will be in Peru, Brazil at home to Colombia. So this is the first of two very important games at the start of Tite's career as head coach. Certainly Brazil not in a position to want to fall any further behind their opponents here in Quito, or the likes of Uruguay, Argentina and Chile. Remember, Brazil starting their 7th round in 6th place. Ayobi's cross, Miranda's header away. This is Valencia. Well, sometimes words aren't needed. Good cross from Ayobi. A good situation squandered. Akilie, Ayobi, Naboa, flip on from Caicedo, and I think he's just losing his balance, but he was offside anyway. Bolaños trying his best to stay upright, but the flag had already gone up. Here's Valencia, little pocket of space to work in. Marquinhos with a comfortable header into added on time at the end of the first half, just the 1 minute. Neymar. Trying to thread that through to Gabriel Jesus. Here's Augusto.
Ya, 1 minuto de adición acá, 50 con 30, 45 con 30, perdón.
Just about the last play of the opening half coming up here with a Neymar free kick. Marquinhos and Miranda make their way forward. Good free kick. Oh, it's found its way right beyond a clutch of blue shirts that were in there, but there was an offside flag anyway. That is the last play of the half, and yeah, you can take your pick. 3 or 4 of them were running beyond that Ecuador back line. Frustrating half really for both sides, but Brazil trailing Ecuador by 4 points after 6 rounds of World Cup qualifiers going into this one in Quito. They've not won, remember, here since 1983, and they're level at the break. In Quito, it's Ecuador 0, Brazil 0.
pero no pueden luchar.
Marathon, 18 games on the road to Russia 2018. Uruguay 13 points, Ecuador 13, Argentina 11, Chile 10, Colombia 10, Brazil 9, Paraguay 9. They are the leading protagonists at the moment. It's a long, long road to the World Cup finals. Brazil still looking for their first away win in qualification. A couple of draws and one defeat up to now. With this dreadful record in Quito, having never won here since 1983. Here's Paulinho, Willian. Now the coach taking the opportunity to bring on any fresh players at the start of the second half. Brazil with a few injuries around at the moment. No Douglas Costa or Hulk. Thiago Silva's got a hip injury at the moment, although he wasn't a certainty to actually come into Tite's first squad as new head coach. Been out of favour over the past 12 months or so after that debacle in the World Cup semi-final and that 7-1 defeat to Germany. This is Paulinho. Neymar. Shots on. Dominguez with his near post covered, just in case it was creeping in. Neymar looking to add to his outstanding goal scoring record. 46 goals in 70 caps prior to this one for Neymar. Once again, Brazil is shooting. Will not be lifting the mood of the new coach Tite. Paulinho, the latest offender. Tite, who won a couple of titles with Corinthians, won the Copa Libertadores and the Club World Cup. His opposite number, Quinteros, will be delighted with the start that Ecuador have made to this qualifying campaign. 4 successive wins, but they're going to take them 1 point from the last 6. 2-2 draw here with Paraguay was followed by a 3-1 defeat in Colombia. Montero just asking a question of whether Dani Alves might have been booked for that. No card forthcoming, it's just a free kick, which the Ecuadorian captain Walter Iovi will take. Nice inviting area just beyond the penalty spot. That's where the captain will be looking for. It's a foul on Neymar. Silly free kick to give away that. Neymar facing his own goal, under pressure. Now all that pressure relieved. Poor challenge from Bolaños. Miranda. Header on's a good one, and he's onside. It's Gabriel Jesus. Bemoans his lack of composure. It was a lovely header into space for the teenager. He got a little excited. There's the header from Renato Augusto, perfect, but not this finish. That was woeful. Really has to do better there.
Mina. William. Marcelo. Go. Neymar takes over. Oh, lovely. Delight. Referee not adding to his 3 yellow cards so far in this game. It was a foul, but I don't think it was worthy of a booking. 3 players booked in the opening half: Montero and Bolaños for Ecuador and Paulinho for Brazil. Well, that surprises me a little. He would be one of the creative elements, but he's not really figured in the game a great deal, it has to be said. So off goes the Chelsea player, and on comes another from the English Premier League in Liverpool's Coutinho. An hour gone in Quito. No easy game for Brazil next week in their forthcoming qualifying game at home to a good Colombia side. Ecuador would have, on paper at least, an easier trip to Lima to play Peru, who are struggling in the bottom 3 of the current standings. So a draw for Ecuador would probably favour them more than Brazil, given the fact that Ecuador have a 4-point lead over the Brazilians heading into this game. A yellow card for Paredes. Always surprises me how players can look surprised when you look at the replay there. Well, it was a surefire yellow. The referee duly flourished it at Juan Paredes. Here's Neymar. Dani Alves. Bit of room now for Marcelo. Casemiro, Coutinho, Augusto, Coutinho, Renato Augusto looking for Dani Alves. A little bit of ball watching there from Montero, and Dominguez clawed that right off the head of Gabriel Jesus. Only just got there, the goalkeeper. Horrible ball watching though from Montero to let Alves free. Iovi. And Valencia losing out. This is Gabriel Jesus, Neymar, Renato Augusto in the clear. Real chance now for Brazil. Well, that's 2 very good chances now Brazil have had in this second half. That one for Renato Augusto, and the earlier one for Gabriel Jesus. And he has to be hitting the target from here. Casemiro. Now Marcelo. Neymar. Drops for Marcelo! Well, the theme continues. Brazil can't hit the target. Had a number of shots at goal now. And the latest for Marcelo. Should be doing better, really. It's an easy game from the commentary box, but he would expect to trouble the target. It wasn't that far away. Another chance goes begging for Brazil. Chance maybe now for Ecuador to threaten. Valencia. Montero takes Marquinhos. This will be kept in by Bolaños. Support from Paredes. And that's a header, no. An important head from Marquinhos. Took it right away from Caicedo, who was looking to pounce at the far post. Lovely ball from Juan Paredes. The game getting a little stretch now, and all the better for it. First goal might not be too far away. Ayovi with the corner. This is Bolaños. Too much on the header, he was offside anyway, Akilié. Movement on the substitutes bench. It's going to be a change for Ecuador. And they are going to replace top scorer in South American qualifying for this forthcoming World Cup in Russia. 4 goals, but Felipe Caicedo's had a frustrating night of it. Not too much service for him. On as his replacement is Renato Ibarra. A bit of an argument going on here between Valencia and Marcelo. Referee quick to get between them. Dominguez guessing the right way, but it was so firmly hit to his right. Don't really think he had too much chance of saving it. Ecuador then with work to do. Novoa. Paredes. Here's Ibarra. Sees a gap, and still Ibarra. Mina. Ecuador have got Michael Arroyo on to augment their midfield, whilst Brazil were celebrating that successful Neymar penalty. Neymar. Here's a chance. Offside. Just should have held his run a little better there, Gabriel Jesus. Didn't need to go so early. There's confirmation of Montero departing for the arrival of Arroyo. Quarter of an hour to go. Brazil not happy with the challenge there. Renato Augusto showing the damage to the referee, who looks as though he's going to reach for a yellow card here. Just a question of who produced the foul. Well, if that's Paredes, he's off, because that's his second yellow. It's a red card for Juan Paredes. Well, the referee took a long time over his deliberation on that incident. But it was Renato Augusto's insistence there. It was a little high, just a little on the naughty side there, Paredes. And Renato Augusto pleaded with the referee to take some action, which he eventually did, and has red carded, well, a second yellow and a subsequent red for Juan Carlos Paredes. And there's the damage. You can see there's a gash there on the shin of Renato Augusto. It's not been a very good last 4 or 5 minutes for Ecuador, to say the least. Conceding a goal and now a man short. Quinteros is going to find a way of getting his side to be a threat going forward. Very little sign of it at the moment. The top scorer in the whole of South American World Cup qualifying, Caicedo substituted. Montero, who was a threat in the first half, not so much in the second, has been substituted. Marcelo is down with an injury at the moment. There's a great ball from Neymar. Here's Coutinho. Is he fouled? No great claim from Brazil, but what a pass from Neymar. Bolaños! It's a fine stop by Alisson. And that was creeping in from Miller Bolaños. Brazil goalkeeper's not had much to do in this game. His concentration levels were absolutely perfect there. It was a good save. Ecuador. Cleared by Marquinhos. Bolaños. Ayovi. Bolaños. Space on the right-hand side for Ibarra. The shot from Novoa, just trying to catch out the goalkeeper Alisson, who excelled himself earlier. Really good save to deny Bolaños. Is Tite going to start with a win? Looking good for him at the moment after this. calmness personified from Neymar. Coutinho. Three points for Brazil would take them to within 1 point of Ecuador after 7 of the 18 rounds of matches. This home and away between the 10 South American nations was first introduced for the 1998 World Cup in France. It has become highly competitive with the improvement of the likes of Chile and Ecuador. Take for Dominguez. Should add Paraguay to that list as well. We've had some good years in the last decade.
Click Add to close this page. Click Add to close this page. Click Add to close this page.
He'll be chopped down by Gabriel Jesus. A free kick coming up for Ecuador.
Right there, and also the delivery, Andres, from Alisson to play that one almost perfectly to Neymar. Plenty of pace behind it. He's done well so far, the young Roma goalkeeper.
Casemiro's switch of play picks out his Real Madrid teammate.
Warning, do not enter this game if you're under 18 years old.
Marquinhos. Paulinho. Did not keep the ball in play. How much of the blame does Alexander Dominguez get on that goal? It was his near post where he was beaten, didn't seem to react in time. Neymar past Mina and off to the races with Gabriel Jesus alongside. Neymar.